Well, here we are. It is Echo, and I am back for the last episode review for 911 Lone Star. Thank you all for following along on this journey. I've enjoyed doing these reviews for you all, and who knows, maybe I'll review another show along the road. Anyways, we're here to talk about the final episode of Lone Star, Season 5, Episode 12, titled Homecoming. Let's watch.
Have glass and grab it's everywhere.
I can help. And you are?
This is Jax, our new volunteer, started 2 minutes before the meteor hit.
Jax, are you willing to remove glass from this man's skin?
I got lots of experience picking out on my own, so sure.
Jax, what you might call it, daredevil.
All right, you are hired. This for you, this.
So I wanted to take this final episode review and just talk about where every single main character has ended at the end of the show. So we're going to start with Paul first. Last episode, Paul met a non-binary person by the name of Jax. And Paul offered Jax to come to the firehouse and help out. And sure enough, Jax shows up right before the asteroid strikes. Well, thankfully the asteroid didn't take out the entirety of Austin, but some people were injured. As seen, a guy who was on a motorcycle was taken over by the winds and comes into the fire station all scraped up and bloody with glass in his wounds. Nancy and TK are cleaning out the wounds when the alarm goes off for a nuclear emergency. Yep, the show has gone straight on Chernobyl on us. But anyways, they need to leave, so Jack stays back to clean the wounds. First off, impressive guts to do that, and I'm pretty sure I would pass out. But Paul ended his story on the show with helping out and making Jax feel seen. Paul has been an inspiration to so many people who have watched the show, including myself. I'm going to miss seeing his trans representation every week on my TV screen, and I so wish I could continue to see his journey with Jax.
I mean, I've saved thousands, if not millions of lives if you're including the nuclear fallout. I've earned my seat at the table. And if my captain were still here today, he'd say, that's not enough for you. And respectfully, you can kiss my ass.
So Mateo and Nancy. Last episode we learned that Mateo was at risk of being deported. Mateo is a dreamer. He's basically been in America his entire life. Yet one slight mistake and they want to send him away. At the end of the episode, they did a flash forward by 5 months. And we see Mateo and Court fighting to stay in America. When we met Mateo back in season 1, he was just a probie, struggling to pass his exam. He was like a weak and not very confident person. And now we see a completely different side of Mateo, a fearless side. He did tell the judge to kiss his ass. He stood up for himself, and because of that, we learned that they're going to fast track his citizenship. He will not get deported, and him and Nancy get to stay together.
Again.
Uh-oh.
Baby's excited and wants to say hello.
Oh.
Hi. Yeah.
Oh, yes. There's that little flutter. Oh, my God. You have a busy little bee in there.
Mm-hmm. Somebody gets it from their mama.
I know. So Joe and I are screwed.
Now, Marjan. Honestly, if I had to say which character's ending surprised me the most, it would definitely be Marjan. I certainly did not see this coming. Marjan is pregnant. I'm incredibly thrilled and excited for Marjan and Joe, but also kind of sad that we won't see Marjan become a wonderful mom. It would have been so cool to see a pregnant firefighter in action and see how Marjan handles the dangers of the job while being pregnant, and also to see her being a working mom, compared to TK, who is now a stay-at-home dad. We'll talk more about that later. I love when we get to reverse gender roles, so to see a dad at home and a mom out working certainly would have excited me. But either way, I'm overjoyed with how Marjan's storyline ended. She's an incredible firefighter, wife, and now going to be an incredible mother.
I gotta help. God knows how many people need help.
T,
Oh,
look at yourself. You can barely stand.
but I can stand. And if I can stand, I can help.
Why would you put yourself through this?
Because it's what I was put on this earth to do.
Now on to Tommy. Well, Tommy isn't dead after all. Thank you, God, for that. The show totally psyched us out, making us think that she's dead. But the asteroid strike woke Tommy up, and she's very much alive and is rearing to go out and help. Yes, Tommy is really ill, but she's going to get back out on the field and be a paramedic today, even if that means she will suffer. But that's a testament to who Tommy is. She's a fighter. If someone is in need of help, she will fight through her inner battles to make sure they get the help they need. One of the many reasons I love Tommy so much. And she certainly doesn't shy away from a battle.
Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. There goes. That should drain the pressure. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Hey. Come on. Come on.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
Sir, you're probably in a...
And Tommy ain't playing when she's back in the field. She literally does surgery in the field. When the 126 arrive at the nuclear facility, their main focus is to stop the potential nuclear meltdown. They have 10 minutes to find and hit the scram button, or it's going to be a really big disaster. The person who knows where this button is Dr. Chalmers, and he is nowhere to be found. Until they find him on the floor, and he had hit his head pretty badly. They need to get him talking, so even though Tommy can face serious repercussions, she knows that if they don't find the scram button, more lives will be lost. So she drills what I believe is called a burr hole, or when a hole is drilled into the skull to relieve the pressure on the brain. Yes, I watch a lot of Grey's Anatomy. But that's not a procedure you typically see done in a field. But Tommy does get him to talk, thankfully. But at the expense of Tommy, who is now clearly suffering. For Tommy practically being on death's bed, I truly believe she was the reason this nuclear meltdown did not occur.
Well, it looks like it's gonna be a little while longer before we can be together again.
You still don't get it, do you? We've never been apart.
And flash forward 5 months later, and it is a miracle. Tommy is fully in remission. She beat breast cancer and now gets to stay alive and continue to see her kids grow up. And I am so incredibly happy for this. Tommy dying would have made me so upset. But she was a fighter, and here she is alive today. And this whole fight with cancer led her to kind of reuniting with Charles through like a hallucination, I guess. And now that I think about it, I'm glad we got those scenes with Charles and Tommy. Charles died so unexpectedly. And so this was Tommy's way to fully say goodbye to him. And now she gets to enter this new chapter in her life. And I hope with everything she's been through that she will now get a happily ever after.
I don't mean outside of this room. I'm talking about the people that you love right here in this room, right here now. Okay? I love each and every one of y'all like you're my own brothers and sisters. I love you more than I love my own brothers. Now hang on. Come on.
I love y'all, man.
I love you too, brother.
126 forever.
126 forever.
Now let's talk about Judd. The scene we just watched might be one of my favorite scenes of the episode. It was so beautiful, so touching. Here, Judd and the rest of the 126 firefighters, minus Owen, are huddled together, holding each other's wounds. There was an explosion in the nuclear facility, as they were all trying to find the scram button. And unfortunately, all of them were hit with shrapnel in some way. They're all struggling, especially Mateo. He doesn't look good. But Judd is motivating everyone, telling each and every one of them to dig deep, to keep fighting. From the very first episode of the show, Judd was not happy about the new members of coming to the 126 and the station being rebuilt. But now these people, they are Judd's family, and Judd absolutely loves them. And as Marjan says, 126 forever. The TV show may be ending, but the 126 will forever live on in our hearts.
Would you raise your right hand?
Do you swear to support the Constitution of the United States, the great state of Texas?
I do.
Do you swear to faithfully discharge the duties of the Austin Fire Department according to the best of your abilities?
I will.
Then congratulations, Captain Judd Ryder of the 126.
And at the end of the episode, Judd becomes captain of the 126. What an incredible and well-deserved honor for Judd. Everything came full circle for him. Judd was always meant to be captain of this house. He just needed a moment to get there. He's got some big shoes to fill, but I know Judd will rise to the occasion, and he has a great group of people to work with. However, this leads to the next question. What happens to Owen? Let's find out.
2, 1. Fission reactor terminated. Fission reactor terminated.
What happened?
This son of a bitch did it.
So Owen plays hero again. After the explosion, there is not much time to get to that scram button. Owen definitely got injured in the explosion, but he is determined to get to that button. So he pushes through, and by practically crawling and dragging himself, he makes it to the button just in time. However, right after that, he collapses, and it's not looking good for him. Right before the 5-month flash forward, they pan to Owen, and it looks like he died. If Owen died, he certainly died a hero, saving the 126 family along with everyone else in Austin.
Expecting it somewhere in some far-off place. I will recognize your face.
Hey, Chief, they need you out there.
What's going on?
A crane blew over in Midtown.
Okay.
And the F train jumped the track in Brooklyn.
Oh, boy.
And a runaway horse carriage is tearing up Times Square.
God, I miss this town.
And thankfully, TK did not lose his dad. Owen survived, and he is now in New York City as the fire chief. As seen when TK FaceTimes him at the firehouse for Judd's swearing-in ceremony. So yay for that. Owen came to Austin and accomplished so much. He saved his son, and now his son is happily married. And he saved the firehouse and crew. The firehouse is thriving, and it was time to go back to where he was needed. That's Owen's home in New York City. We first met Owen in New York City, and now we get to leave him there. New York City was always where Owen is meant to be. Also, just talking about NYC made me so excited to go back in a few weeks. It is hands down my favorite city in this country. All right, we got one last couple to chat about. What happens to Tarlos?
Protecting us and, using that as fuel to keep fighting for him.
I'm glad, but I doubt working a shift through an asteroid strike is going to convince him we don't have high-risk jobs.
Yeah, I actually have the perfect response for that.
Oh, yeah? Let's hear it.
I'll tell you next time I see you, okay?
I love you, okay?
I love you too, Carlos.
So right before the asteroid strikes, TK calls Carlos. Not to say goodbye. No, they are not dying today. But as it looks like, TK has made a decision about the whole Jonah adoption. As a reminder, the social worker won't recommend them for custody because they both work dangerous jobs. But TK has made a decision on what to do. But he won't tell Carlos then, as he wants to tell him in person. Well, what is that decision? Let's find out.
Brought the big guns on.
Oh, yeah. Come here, you. Oh, yeah. Not messing around. Come here. We wanted to get breakfast with you before you went for your shift. We made chocolate chip pancakes. Well, I made them. This little one just beat up the chocolate chips. Okay, one more handful, but don't spill them.
I will, Papa Brown.
Tarlos is a family with Jonah. TK quit his job and is now a stay-at-home dad. And like I mentioned in the previous review, he has no regrets. TK was willing to give up Carlos for Jonah, so no wonder he was willing to give up his job. and TK looks so incredibly happy and bright. He's clearly loving being a dad, and Carlos looks just as happy. For Carlos being unsure he would make a good dad, it appears that Carlos is already an incredible dad. I'm really so sad that we won't see more of Carlos being a dad, but I'm so glad they gave us at least a little glimpse. And how poetic that Carlos gets to forever love on both of Gwen's sons. What a beautiful way to end Carlos' storyline. So last week, here was my top 5 favorite 911 Lone Star episodes. In number 1, we had 5/8 The Quiet Ones and 5/9 Fall from Grace. In number 2, we had 4/17 Best of Men and 4/18 In Sickness and in Health. In number 3, we had 3/4 Push. In number 4, we had 5/11 Impact. And in number 5, we had 4/9 Roadkill. And here is my top 5 favorite episodes after the series finale. I have combined Impact and Homecoming and placed them in my 3rd place spot. When I heard Lone Star was ending, I was hoping that the finale would be similar to that of Station 19's series finale. And I can say that it was. It gave me an incredible ending rescue, and most importantly, each character got an ending to the storyline that they deserved. Nothing makes me more upset when a character ends the show with a death or something disappointing. 911 Lone Star didn't do that. I get to walk away with the show content and happy that all these characters are in a good place. So it has been a pleasure getting to review these episodes with you all. Thanks to everyone who followed along. I hope you enjoyed them. Now I decided to end this review a little differently. I compiled some messages from fans to send our appreciation to everyone who made this show a success and joy to watch.
My eye, girl, I never gonna be your last. I was falling deep, deeply in love with you, and I never told you till just now. Let me go home. Home is whenever I'm with you. Let me go home. Home is when I'm alone with you. Home, let me come home. Home is wherever I'm with you.
Oh, home. Yes, I am home. Home is when I'm alone with you.
Hi, Lone Star family. It's Eileen here. So the end is upon us, which is so heartbreaking, and goodbyes are so hard for me. But I have to take a moment to just thank you so much for everything that you have done to help me through some difficult times. And you will forever be my comfort people, and I will forever be grateful. So thank you again, 1,000 times thank you. I can't wait to see what the future holds for all of you. You all are so talented, and you have my full support from here on out. Love to all, and I'm not going to say bye, but I will say see you again soon. Take care. 126 for life.
The spirit of David and the cracks of the walls and the schemes that we're all running. We're exposed to the rain coming down from the clouds and the fire that falls from heaven. But our tragedy binds while our ignorance hides. We all wind up here together. Yeah, our bodies are tied and our souls, they're blind bones broken by the weather.
Got a lot of bad days still coming our way, but it's sweet ever after. Wind and waves breaking over our walls, but the ship it don't shatter. The real life lesson about a life well lived is you lose what don't matter. But the sun's coming up on the stairway to heaven, and it's sweet ever after. And it's sweet ever after. Woke up terrified in the middle of the night to a storm, our whole house was shaking. Didn't know where to hide, the wind howling outside sounded like everything was breaking. Well, our tears fell like rain when the morning light came in the wake of that disaster. Brick and stone in the street, shattered glass in our feet, home splintered by the weather. Got a lot of bad days still coming our way, but it's sweet ever after. Wind and waves breaking over our walls, but the ship it don't shatter. The real life lesson about a life well lived is you lose what don't matter. The sun's coming up on the stairway to heaven, and it's sweet ever after. And it's sweet ever after. If we listen, there's a sound beneath the footprints in all our towns. We're connected like waves of grain. When we break wide open, we're all the same. When we break open, we're all the same. Got a lot of bad days still coming our way, but it's sweet ever after. Wind and waves breaking over our walls, but the ship it don't shatter. The real life lesson about a life well lived is you lose what don't matter. But the sun's coming up on the stairway to heaven, and it's sweet ever after. And it's sweet
show changed my life. What first drew me into the show was their diversity. The vast diverseness in the characters was something I hadn't seen much on other TV shows before. Because of this, I got to see myself portrayed in many of the characters' journeys. In this show, it also came out at a time when I had just graduated college and was entering the real world and really trying to find myself. I was coming to terms with my identity, and seeing myself represented on TV through the show made me feel less alone. And also, this show brought me a family I never knew I needed. Through attending conventions, I've become friends with some amazing people who accept me for just who I am. Who would have thought a TV show could have such an impact as that? My life is so much better thanks to this show, and I'm going to miss it, but I can't help but be filled with so much gratitude at everything this show has brought me. Thanks to the cast, the crew, the writers, the producers, everyone who worked tirelessly to put on such an amazing show together. I am forever grateful to each and every single one of you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. 126 forever.